What's up, everyone? Hope you are doing great. And let's start with our first story titled, Should I Forgive a Cheating Wife? OP is 38 male, his wife 34 female, and married for 9 years. One kid who is 4 years old. Before marriage and the few years after, sex was great. We both were rabbits, especially on the weekends. I don't remember the need to jerk off even once. Then about 5 years ago, she got pregnant. We were trying, and it was the first month. As soon as the home pregnancy test came positive, her libido dropped to 0 instantly. This was just the 4th week of pregnancy. I tried to initiate, and a lot of times since at the first appointment the doctor said regular sex was fine, but she would turn me down every time. It came to a point where I would cry and beg on some nights, but she was on a firm no. So I thought, fine, I can't force her. So I turned to porn and masturbation. It quickly turned into an addiction. It was not out in the open since we never talked or did masturbation before in front of each other. I would mostly do it in the shower and make sure that the door is locked. She found out once that I was keeping the door closed and asked me to keep it unlocked, since she may need to rush any time due to her morning sickness getting started. One morning, I was masturbating in the shower and she came in to puke. We have transparent glass panels shower and she came in right when I was doing it. She gave me a disgusting look and started yelling at me saying I should be ashamed of myself for doing such a disgusting thing when she is pregnant. I tried to talk to her after coming out, but she was walking away from me. So I just left to go to work since I was getting late. Later in the evening, I tried to talk to her that I have needs and I'm not going to force her for sex, but I at least need to do it 4 to 5 times a week. I was lying about the count because I was actually doing it at least 2 times a day because of the corn. But she was like she doesn't want to hear any excuses and I should be able to control myself for 9 months while she goes through the pregnancy. We left the argument unsettled and went to sleep turned away from each other. Distance kept growing between us, and the relationship got awkward with only minimum talking. Somehow we managed through the whole pregnancy, and after the arrival of our newborn, at least we started talking normally. But still, there was zero intimacy, not even a hug or a kiss. I thought maybe it is postpartum, so let's give her some time. None of us initiated, and days turned into weeks and weeks into months and then years. 4 years passed after pregnancy with zero intimacy, in addition to 8 months of pregnancy. Last week, I was going to the grocery store after work and noticed my wife's car. I got curious since she had texted me earlier to pick up our son from the daycare, since she had to stay late in the office for work. Normally, she picks him up after work. I followed her car, and she parked outside a Marriott hotel. I parked a little far from her. She stayed in the car for a few minutes until a man drove in another car and parked beside her. They both got out of their cars and kissed so passionately that my jaw dropped and I literally started crying in my car. I walked into the hotel, but I didn't follow them. I called my wife on her cell phone, but she hung up on me and texted me, "Can't talk in the conference room." I confronted her that same night. She broke down and accepted that it has been going on for over 6 months. I asked her why she would have sex with him but not me, and why not divorce me. She said that the guy was flirting with her for more than a year, and she found him attractive too. So she eventually gave in and was enjoying the sex too much to stop it. I told her that's it. I'm packing my stuff, leaving the house, and will file for divorce tomorrow. She started crying and begged me not to divorce, and promised me that she will break it off with him. She also promised to be intimate daily with me since her libido is now back to normal. She kept pleading, but I had made up my mind to divorce and started packing my stuff. She kept crying and was taking out the stuff that I was putting in my bag. That went on for a while, and then she did the unimaginable. She took off all her clothes, started kissing me, and was trying to take off my clothes too. Now I was a man who had not had sex or even a hug or a kiss for almost 5 years. I was desperate for intimacy, and her crying both broke me down. I caved in and we had sex. It was very emotional for both of us. This was 8 days ago and she had been initiating every night, and it has been amazing so far. Am I doing the right thing in forgiving her? Is once a cheater always a cheater? Hoping to hear from others who went on with their marriages even after catching their partners cheating, and they promised to stop. Dude, are you sure the kid is even yours? She stopped being intimate with you right after she got pregnant. This has been going on way longer than you think. If she's not doing it with you, she's doing it with someone else. She's love bombing you. And you agreed to be intimate with her right after seeing all that? Have some dignity and leave her. And now to the update. Thanks for the comments. I got a lot of comments and it is not possible to reply to all, so I'll just summarize here. I'm not inclined to divorce. I want to avoid it. She called him with her phone on speaker and broke off with him. She also gave her 2 weeks' notice yesterday, since he is on the same team as her, and there are no opportunities at her work to switch teams instantly. Yes, lovemaking is great. She initiates at least once a day. If I initiate a second time, she doesn't deny. Call me all the names, but as I said in the original post, I'm a man starving for 5 years. So I'll take whatever I'm getting now, even if it is hysterical bonding. I don't have doubts about my kid being not mine. Apart from the looks, it was the trying for baby part that we went to together of using the ovulation predictor kits, timed intercourse, etc. She confessed that they always used a condom except one time. I booked an appointment with my doctor to get tested. I made changes to my payroll to deposit 100% of my paycheck to my own account instead of the 50-50 to joint account earlier. I haven't discussed this with her, but I also scheduled a meeting with a lawyer for a postnup so I can keep the house if we get divorced in future. When the contract is ready, I'll show it to her and be upfront that either we divorce now or she has to sign it. Poor OP is so pee-whipped. And the second update, STI tests came back negative. She signed the postnup. No matter who files for divorce in future, I get to keep the house. We closed our joint bank account and transferred it 50-50 to our own accounts. So all our bank accounts are separate now, so it's easy to keep our money when we divorce. Lawyer said anything related to the kid cannot be included in postnup, so I'll still be on the hook for child support. We agreed to share each other's phone locations. Also, her car has an app that allows tracking location, which I installed on my phone. Relationship is improving. We are communicating better and intimacy is great. Enjoy it while it lasts, man. We'll likely see another post from OP where he talks about his wife cheating again. And now the second story, titled, My Wife Admitted to Cheating, Wants to Work on Our Marriage. OP's age is 34 and his wife 30. Now back to the story. Wife sent me a long, heartfelt letter letting me know everything about how she was depressed, and how she ultimately was seeing divorce happen until she started to see me change for the better. My wife is currently studying abroad for almost 2 years in Eastern Europe. She thought I was cheating on her, and eventually ended up cheating on me one time with another person from her class. My wife wants to make things work with me, and wants us to do everything we can do to save our marriage. However, she's still in school and won't be back home with me until December. So this person she cheated on me with. When I first went to visit her in school, I met the guy. He presented to me as a friend when I met him, but I knew not to trust him just because he's a guy. My wife told me she was intoxicated when it happened. This guy has a fiancé. I can't help but feel this guy took advantage. My wife says there's no feelings or anything but awkwardness. I'm still in shock, so I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything. My wife is still out of the country until December, and basically still in school, and that guy is still present. I wish I could physically beat this guy up, afraid I might do more damage than I may intend to if I get my hands on him, because I destroy guys bigger than him in the gym every day. What can I do from here? I feel so powerless. I want to be able to stand my ground while my wife and I are apart. Just feel so uncomfortable knowing he's there too. And now to the update. So after a couple days of her telling me she cheated, we were talking about both of us doing what we can do to reconcile. She said she's willing to put in all the work, but when she said she will come home to me, she said she will not be alone and is pregnant. And she said since April, she was home here and said it happened at a hotel she stayed at when she was studying at a review center. I'm only finding out today in November, and the reason why she has been scared to tell me is because she was afraid of how I would react. She says she loves me and says it was a big mistake. She wants to keep it, and she told the affair partner she wants him to have nothing to do with the baby and that it would solely be hers. I don't know what to do. I cannot explain the range of emotions in me right now. Is there a suggested specific therapy I could seek right now? She is bullshitting. What really happened is that she was planning to leave OP. But now her AP dumped her, and she knows she's going to be a single mom. So she's running back to OP. And the second update. I know it's been a while and everyone has been waiting and asking for an update from me. I've been procrastinating and processing slowly. Soon after I posted here back in November, I made the decision to divorce my wife. I tried giving her a chance to be upfront and be transparent. I needed to know the truth, and I needed her to show me that she was willing to tell me everything if she was really trying to repair our relationship and salvage our marriage. With all the chances given, all I received was more manipulation and blame shifting from her. It seemed the truth was just too ugly for her to even tell me. Thanks to this community, I kept my eyes and ears open, ignored my heart and trusted my gut, learned from the experiences of everyone in this community. Since then, I buried myself in work. I was deep in grieving and processing things slowly. I kept trying to rationalize everything she did. I really felt like I lost my sanity over the cheating and thinking of how long it has been happening for. I kept with therapy after finding a new therapist who seems to be a great life coach as well. I had other stressors happen since within my family, such as losing my grandmother and uncle about a month apart from each other. I recently received a thick packet in the mail. It was her soon-to-be ex-wife reply to the divorce papers and including a letter that explains she is technically asking for everything of monetary value that I own and almost my whole paycheck for the next year and a half. It pisses me off that I am still left in some debt for paying for her tuition and funding her activities while she was abroad in school. She has the audacity to ask for everything that's mine. My lawyer is pretty surprised that she hasn't asked for child support as well. New goals to achieve on my own now. It's a rough road ahead. Although it's been 12 years since I last dated anyone else. I remember how lonely this road once was before, and I also remember how exciting it was. So, I hope the right one comes along as I reach my own goals. My appetite still sucks, so I eat comfort food, which consists of a lot of fast food lately. I will begin to get back to working out and rebuilding my body, and I will continue with therapy and taking Zoloft and hopefully taper off of it. She really has some nerve to ask for everything. Such a selfish leech. Glad OP came out okay in the end. Last time I checked, OP was doing really good. And that's it for today. Viewers, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss out. See you next time. Bye-bye.